2017, Patrick Mahomes is drafted number 10 overall. He sits on the bench for one season. 2019, he wins MVP. 2020, Patrick Mahomes is playing in the Super Bowl. Since the first game of his career, we knew Mahomes was a superstar. So why did 9 teams pass on him in the draft? And the players drafted before him, where are they now? Are they also future Hall of Famers like Mahomes? Or are they busts? By the way, I just started this channel and I'm uploading a new video every week. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so every time I upload a new NFL video, you're not gonna miss it. Before the draft, Patrick Mahomes was insane in college. He led Texas Tech with 41 touchdowns and 10 interceptions in his last season. But NFL scouts were not convinced. He was considered a boom or bust prospect. Either he was the next Hall of Fame quarterback, or he would be the next Jamarcus Russell. A strong arm, but not enough passing skills. That was a risk the first 9 NFL teams did not want to take. Let's see who they thought was better. The first player taken before Mahomes was Myles Garrett by the Cleveland Browns. Garrett is a game wrecker. Defensive players that can wreck the game in one play. Unfortunately for the Browns, he's also a career wrecker. That's when you wreck your career in one play. What looked like the future of the Browns defense is now suspended indefinitely for hitting a dude with his helmet. And we're not sure if he'll ever play in the NFL again. So this pick was a bust. The second player was Mitch Trubisky, drafted by the Chicago Bears at number 2. What happened to Myles Garrett? You couldn't predict that. But drafting a quarterback whose name was not Patrick Mahomes? We have our first mistake of the video. NFL scouts were in love with Trubisky, and I can't blame them. He was athletic, accurate, fast. His arm was a cannon. Mitch was a dream quarterback. But where is he now? His rookie season was unimpressive. 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 10 fumbles. That is horrible. But it's his rookie season. Even the best QBs had a tough first year. 2018, the Bears went 11-3. Was it because of Mitch? No, they had the best defense that season. But Trubisky improved. 24 TDs, 12 interceptions. This was the sophomore year progression the Bears were hoping to see. He made some rookie mistakes, but he's on his way to becoming a franchise quarterback. 2019, the year Mitch is supposed to level up to become the quarterback they were hoping for. But instead, things got worse. His numbers went down and the Bears only won 8 games. Trubisky is looking less like a dream quarterback and more like a nightmare. If the Bears could redo this pick, it would be an easy decision. They would take Mahomes. Just imagine what Mahomes could have done in 2018 with that defense. Not exaggerating, they could have won the Super Bowl that season. But instead, they're just another average team with an average quarterback. Another bust. With the third pick, the 49ers took Solomon Thomas, a defensive end. The 49ers did not need a quarterback. This was the year they traded for Jimmy Garoppolo, so I don't blame them for not taking Mahomes. You know how Nick Bosa is the star defensive lineman for the 49ers? This was supposed to be Nick Bosa in 2017. 12 to 15 sacks a season guaranteed. How many sacks did he have his rookie year? 3. How many sacks did he have in 2018? 1. He started all 16 games and had 1 sack. The number 3 overall pick just a few years ago is on the bench for the 49ers. Another bust. The fourth player taken before Mahomes was Leonard Fournette by the Jacksonville Jaguars. This makes no sense because of all teams, the Jaguars needed a quarterback the most. They had an amazing defense waiting to win a Super Bowl, and their quarterback was Blake Bortles. This guy is more of a meme than he is a football player. Your future was there, waiting for the phone to ring, and instead you drafted a running back. You drafted Leonard Fournette. You're probably thinking, wait, Leonard Fournette's a good player. He is. But a franchise running back is not even comparable to a franchise quarterback. And I'm not even sure I would call Leonard Fournette a franchise player. He had a good rookie season, but since then he's been inconsistent, getting injured a lot, and they can't win games because they don't have a good quarterback. So I won't call this one a bust, but I'll call it a mistake. The fifth player taken before Mahomes was Corey Davis by the Tennessee Titans. I hate this pick. Corey Davis looked like a good idea because he was tall and strong. But could he run routes? No. Is he an elite catcher? No. Was this a mistake? Absolutely. Maybe they didn't need a quarterback because they had Marcus Mariota, who they thought was their future, but drafting a wide receiver at number 5 never works out. The sixth player taken before Mahomes was Jamal Adams by the New York Jets. I'm surprised because the Jets are known for their terrible decision making, but this was the first good pick of the 2017 draft. Jamal Adams has played 3 seasons and made the Pro Bowl twice. He was also the MVP of the Pro Bowl. This year, he got 6.5 sacks, a pick 6, and a fumble 6. How does a safety get so many sacks? But if the Jets could go back and redo their pick, they would probably take Patrick Mahomes. Even though Jamal Adams has been that good, Patrick Mahomes is literally a top 5 player in the league. The seventh player taken before Mahomes was wide receiver Mike Williams. This is when Phillip Rivers was still a star quarterback, not the interception machine he is today. So picking Mahomes wasn't an option. Christian McCaffrey was available, but they had Melvin Gordon, so why would they draft another running back? Which is why they went with Mike Williams, the 6'4" monster. You know DK Metcalf on the Seahawks? This guy was supposed to be DK Metcalf, but he's not. He's kind of the Walmart version of DK Metcalf. He's only had 2 touchdowns this season. To be honest, I can't really blame the Chargers. They were put in a bad spot where it made no sense to draft a quarterback or a running back. And it was too early to take the defensive players still available. Their only options were trading the pick or taking a receiver. And if they could go back in time, of course they would take Mahomes over Mike Williams. The eighth player taken before Mahomes was Christian McCaffrey by the Carolina Panthers. And this was not a bad pick. McCaffrey was the best running back this season, and he is the future of the Panthers franchise. I talked about his stats in my last video, and it's insane. 116 receptions, 5 yards per carry, too many touchdowns to count. What makes it even more impressive is how bad the rest of his team is. With an average quarterback like Kyle Allen, defenses stack the box against McCaffrey. They know he's going to get the ball, but he still finds a way to dominate. If the Panthers could redo this pick, would they still take McCaffrey or draft Patrick Mahomes? This is the only one where it's actually a close decision. But a franchise quarterback is always more valuable than a franchise running back. So probably Mahomes. Remember when I said Solomon Thomas was the worst decision of the draft? I lied. It's this next pick. The 9th and final player taken before Patrick Mahomes was John Ross by, of course, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals needed a quarterback. In the Andy Dalton era, they've been mediocre at best and at worst, downright disgraceful, embarrassing. There are 2 quarterbacks available, Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. If you're not impressed by Mahomes' athleticism, then go with Watson. If you're not impressed with Watson's arm, then draft Mahomes. But as we know, they didn't draft Mahomes and they didn't draft Watson. So who did they get? Maybe the worst draft bust in NFL history, John Ross. In the draft combine, John Ross broke the 40-yard dash record. Chris Johnson set it at 4.24, and Ross ran a 4.22. Unbelievable speed. But that's it. He was fast. Route running, trash. Size, small. Catching, average. So why did the Bengals pick John Ross instead of these 2 franchise quarterbacks? Because he was fast. The Bengals had a chance to become a real franchise, but instead, they became an embarrassment. And that brings us to the number 10 overall pick, where the Kansas City Chiefs make their best decision in franchise history, drafting Patrick Mahomes out of Texas Tech. Alex Smith was their starting QB for 5 years, and he did good, making the playoffs every season. But they never got over the hump in the playoffs because they kept losing in the first round, which is why they decided it was worth taking the risk on Mahomes, the boom or bust prospect, and he boomed. Number 11, the Saints took Marshawn Lattimore, and number 12, the Texans drafted Deshaun Watson. Ironically, the 10th and 12th pick of the 2017 draft will be the biggest quarterback rivalry of this decade. Let me know in the comments which player I should do next. The best player from every jersey number. That was my last video. Go watch it right now. I'll put it somewhere on the screen for you to click. The new video will be uploaded next Sunday.